Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to use S-Note. Now, S-Note is one of the main apps for the Galaxy Note 2. And it's really good for a lot of reasons. And first I'll go into the actual app and then I'll show you how to use the mini version of it. So, S-Note will normally be on the bottom of your notes when you first start it. And then you can kind of make your own folders and do a couple of things. So first we're going to start off with the basic, and that is just going over to create a new note. Now I'm going to zoom in for you guys so you guys can just see the screen. And make sure it's clear. All right, we're pretty good. Okay, so we're going to go to create a new note. And on these notes, we have a couple of different ones. We have the regular note, idea note, meeting note, magazine, diary, recipe, travel, quick memo, and of course, birthday. And these are all the ones currently right now for the templates that are available. For right now, let's just go to the basic memo one. So we'll just go to basic memo. And we have a couple of different things. So first of all, the main thing I usually do is always right here at the bottom, you have two icons. So one is your page numbers, which you can add always a new page number, so add a page. And the second one that I usually always use immediately is S Pen only. What this allows is for your hands not to be able to do anything. So that I think is really just a nice thing to do. Oh, just erase that first. So I like to do that right away, so you can make it so your hands do something. S Pen only mode, which I usually always set it on, or just regular, so you can use your hand as well. So that's the first thing I like to go over. Second thing is this top row up here. Now the first one is to view mode or to edit mode. So over here you will only be viewing, and you can also edit if you go into here. Now over here we have three icons that actually have more than they're just showing. So what I mean by that is, first you have the first one, which is of course the drawing icon. However, if you hold that down, you actually see all of your different types of pens. So you have a regular pen, you have a thick paintbrush, you have a narrow paintbrush, you have a pencil, and you have a marker or highlighter. And these are all for different size of tips and different kind of textures as well. And also you have a measurement of how thick it can get. So depending on how thick you want it to be, you can have it be a really big size or really smaller size. So a couple of different things you can do right there. And you can also make your own colors. So how you make your own colors is right here at the bottom. If you choose this dot, you can select from a color on the screen. So if I wanted this red, oops, or if I wanted any color, I basically could choose it. Now this would be if a color is on the screen itself. However, if you wanted to make your own color, you can choose this part right here, is what I meant to say the first time, and then make your own color. So if I know a girl that likes purple, I can actually just have purple right there, and then I can choose how thick it is. And what you can also do is really nice, is you can actually do this plus, and this creates a preset. So I'm going to hit it right there, and now it's a preset. And although it looks blue for some reason on my camcorder, it is purple. Unless I'm going colorblind. Nope, it's blue. Never mind. My camcorder was right, I was wrong. So I couldn't see while looking at the camcorder, and now I'm just going to make it purple. There, we're on the same page. It's purple. And so I'm going to take away that preset, forget that preset, and I'm going to add that one. So this was just a nice way of doing it, and then basically, now another thing I like to add to the pen part is that it is pressure sensitive. So if you go like this, versus going like this, it will make two different types of icons. So that's really important to note, that how hard you push on it will make it how strong the lettering is. So it is pressure sensitive. The other thing I like to point out is this button right here has another feature, and that is when you can hover over it within an inch, you can actually look at this top bar right here, push the button, and it will switch between pen and eraser. So I can erase, I can draw, erase, and then draw. So that's a really nice part, but you know, I don't really want to erase all of this stuff. It's going to take too long. So another thing you can do is on the eraser part, is if after tapping it once and it's highlighted on the eraser, you can tap it one more time and you can expand the eraser to either very small or very big, or you can just make it really easy for yourself and clear all. And this will clear everything that's on the page, which is really nice. Now, the more advanced setting that we have here is right here. And that is what's first seen as text mode. Now I'm going to change it back to the regular stock keyboard for Samsung. And there's a couple of different things though you can do besides regular text. So first, with texting, of course, you can go right here and write to text, which is of course really nice, but you can also do a couple of other things. So what you can do for one is you can change the text settings. So you can actually, change what kind of different texts you do and the size of it and everything like that. So that's a really nice setting that you can do on here. And you can do like styles, you can do list if you want to do list, bullet points, all these kinds of really nice settings to make this into a bit more, just a bit better off regular text. Now this is because we're in Memo, okay? Now if we're in the regular note, we're going to have a couple more options. And now I'm going to leave this one. I'll save it, and just do test. And we're going to save this as Memo test. And there's a reason I'm doing this, and that is, so now we have this little thing called the Memo test right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this down. And another thing you can do is you can sync it right here. And you can sync it to either Google Docs or Evernote. And that will basically put it on either of those sync services. You can lock it so only you have it, and you can even export it as a PDF or as an image. So that's another important part. Now, if we make a new note this time instead, some of your features will change. So you can see besides the regular text feature, I have other features right here in productivity. So for my productivity mode tools, I can use a couple of these different ones. So the first one is the formula one, which this basically you can do your homework with to, that is an ugly writing, but I think it still got it, yep. So 8 plus 8 is 16.3, and then we can just insert. So if we want to just for it to be written nicely, we can do that. Or if we wanted to figure it out, we can actually just search. And what will happen then is we can search one of these browsers. I'm going to choose pop-up browser since that's by far the easiest. That way I can open it within this and I can find the answer. So this is my answer right here. So I'm going to just copy that. And I'm just going to let it save to the clipboard. So that way it's in the clipboard now. And if I wanted to write a text right here, I'm going to put it in front. Of here, and I'm going to use the clipboard. Now this is also how to use the clipboard. So when I'm on here, I can hold this down and I can choose my clipboard. And since I didn't choose where this result went to, I can now put it on here. And there goes the photo. And that was my result. So that's a nice way of doing that. Now we're going to just add another page here so it doesn't get crowded. And on the second page, I'm going to do shapes. So shapes, you can do shapes like this, you can do shapes like that. These are all the different kind of shapes you can do. Another thing you can do though is tables, which I have found really useful. And you can create a table, so that's really nice for you to be able to do. And then of course write to text. Now this write to text is different because you can write anywhere on the screen and it makes it into a little box like that. I don't really care for this write to text as much. I just like to do this and then write to text like this. It's a lot quicker. Another thing you can do on here is of course insert a picture. And in insert a picture you can insert a video, anything from the clipboard, art, text box, different shapes, lots of things you can insert. You can even take a picture now. And you can also, of course, voice record. So you can do a voice memo. So if you're taking notes while a lecture, you can actually record while the person is speaking. So these are all just really nice things you can do for this part, which makes it really nice. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as shapes. And just show you one nice feature you can do with the notes on here, and that is when you hold the notes down, you can actually edit the cover. So you can make a special cover for whatever note you want, and you have a couple of different ones to choose from. I'm going to choose that one, and now you have a cover for the note. So that's really nice, and then you can even make folders for your different notes such as these, and it just becomes really nice. So those were a couple of things on S Note, and the last thing I want to show you is pop-up note, which is just when you hold this button down, you tap twice, and what should have came up? Let me see. There you go, and that's S Note. S Note is just it's a pop-up note version of it, so you can write down quick notes, and on here you can also still write text instead of the notes. So let me erase that a little bit, and you can write. So if you ever needed to write down a quick note, the important part to note is when you're actually making a phone call, you can actually pull the pen out and pop-up note will automatically come up because it knows you want to write down a note. So that's really nice, and those were the basics for S Note. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.